Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
We have journeyed back to Taproom, Malmö Taproom. This is probably, I think we've recorded here more than any place else so far. And once again, I think this is our third episode, maybe fourth from Malmö Taproom. Simply because they've got like a great selection of taps to choose from. And it's also pretty interesting. But today we came for a very special beer. And once again, I'm joined by Adrian. Thank you for filling in the illustrious seat that Mathias has chosen to vacate this week.
It's a big seat to fill, but I'll do my best.
All right. Well, you did great last time, so I'm sure this time will be no different. So we're back at Malmö Taproom, and we came here because we saw that they had a particular beer on tap. And what beer was that?
The Quetsche Tilquin.
Quetsche Tilquin Draft Edition.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've had this a few times, and it is amazing. So I was also very excited to pop by here and try this one.
Absolutely, that's the beer I would travel a long way for, and when it's just around the corner, it's no thinker. Need to go.
So you're a big gueuze fan. We've been talking about this tonight, how much you love gueuzes, and what about gueuzes do you particularly appreciate?
Well, I recently found love for the classics again. I've done all that trip with all these, more sour, more everything, the American style and so on. And now I definitely mostly like, 5-year-old classics like 3F, Cantillon, Black Label, Gerardin, and actually the best beer I probably ever had was such a simple thing as the normal Cantillon Bio 2011, just half a year ago. So I'm totally into this. Well, this Quetsche beer is pretty much in between as I see it.
The Tilquin is I think it's appreciated but a little underrated. It really seems to be like it's Cantillon, 3F, and then there's like everyone else.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is unfair because Hansen's does really good stuff, and we had Oda Bersil, Oda Tilquin. I mean, these are all really great gueuze producers.
Yeah, and I think that we actually had, I told you, like on the 1-year anniversary of Beer Ditch, they had a blind testing of 6 different gueuzes, and it was definitely not the traditional classics, the most hyped beer that won. It was, I don't remember the exact placing, but Oud Bersil was very high. I think Tilquin won.
Okay.
But I would explain that by them all being pretty fresh, because I think the real difference comes from storing.
So aging, you need to give it like a 3 to 5 year window to start with, to baseline.
Yeah.
And then see how they start shifting and changing.
I mean, I'm not extremely into it. I'm still learning a lot, but I'd say that my opinion is probably that it's a waste to drink a new Cantillon. I'd rather have a 3F and let the Cantillon lay on the shelf. Here in Sweden, where we can get 3F at Systembolaget at any time, it would just be pure stupidity to drink that Cantillon. You just let it rest for like 5 years, drink 3F during the time. And also, as you said, Tilquin is actually many beer nerds' favorite beer.
I absolutely love it. We get it at Systembolaget as a special web release. At least like once a year, and it goes so fast. And you really got to be on top of it. And then sometimes it shows up in the shop, but it goes the minute it appears.
And the Quetsche is still, it's the only beer I find between the classic Lambic and the American Wild Sours. It's an amazing beer, and it's on bottle it's even better than on draft. They just recently released it at Systembolaget. I think I bought like 8 bottles, and then next day I got really anxious and thought like I needed another 10, but it was out.
I'm not surprised. Because I've been pretty lucky. I went to Himmeriet in Copenhagen a couple of times, and they've done Cantillon gueuze verticals.
Yeah.
Where they had like 4 or 5, just over the years, and you can really see how it's aged out, and it's just an amazing experience. Like to really, see, year to year how it's changed like that.
I would definitely like that. It's for me. It's been more like my very good friends brings me amazing beer, like 2002 Low Pepe, on the cherry that I love so much, and you drink that, but not in comparison to anything else. So it's kind of hard to learn. It takes a while to know the difference, but there's definitely something to Cantillon and storage. That's why it's a hype beer. In my opinion.
Definitely. Now, are you going to the Swanza Day this year?
Probably not.
Okay.
Yeah, and the reason being that I don't go too much. I go to Beer Ditch and I drink at home, and that pretty much sets my calendar.
Well, you have an amazing cellar, so I'm not surprised you don't need to go out more than that. Yeah, I mean, if you're buying 10 bottles of Systembolaget, then you don't really need to be hitting Copenhagen for even the double the price beers over there.
It's true, and I find the best beer experience is when you have one beer after work rather than when you go out and you have several fantastic beers.
Yeah.
Although I do spend a lot of time at amazing beer tastings. We're having one this Friday, for instance.
Oh, nice.
I think they're bringing 2 rare barrels and 2 de Garde.
Oh, I love rare barrels.
I told Thomas, please don't bring all that at once, but I think it's happening.
I'm so sad. Thomas, he keeps inviting me to his tastings, and something always happens where I can't make it, and I always feel so bad that I can't go because he brings out amazing stuff. I'm just always kicking myself that I can't make it to one of his tastings.
Well, this one will probably be the biggest one ever. Consider those are just 4 of the beers, of course, the top of the line, because what else could possibly be better?
I know. It's like I don't even know if I could go to that. I'd be like, here's my small paltry offerings. It's not better.
It's from a trip at California trip we made early this year, and we had one tasting where we felt like one almanac and one. I don't even remember the name, but these Pluot wild sours are just amazing. I really need to try this, guys.
All right, so let's get on to this. So this is the draft version, which is what it's called.
Yeah.
And it smells amazing. It's so fruity. It's kind of plummy almost.
Obviously plum, but you're so into. We had this beer before. You're so into it. We know it's plum, but it's the distinct fruity sourness in such a tasty level that remarks the spirits.
Yeah, I mean you can smell like the effervescence just within the coming up your nose. You're just like I just can't wait to dive into this. So, all right, cheers. Let's jump into this.
And it's both disappointing and wonderful at the same time because I'm more used to the barrel version, which is a lot more sour. Well, this one, obviously I bought a big one, and I wouldn't mind having 5 more big ones and nothing else pretty much every night. This is how good it is.
Yeah, it's just light and sour and dry and just so clean. It just finishes just perfectly neat. You just like, as soon as you drink a sip of it, you're like, I need to have like another sip of it immediately.
No, it's pretty much perfect beer. Could ask for more of everything, which there is in the other version, but it's wonderful how you can drink so much of it, and it's very complex and yet so clean, and I can't say simple because I just said complex, but
easy. I mean, it's not.
Easy,
It doesn't overpower you or overwhelm you.
Yeah.
If anything, I wish this was a little more carbonated. It's a little on the flat side.
I could agree. Yeah.
I think if it was a little more carbonated, it would boost the flavor a little bit, make it a little more interesting on the tongue.
Yeah. I can agree on that. It's very much juice-like as it is. Pretty much the best juice I ever had, but still, it's too much juice actually. Could use carbonation and could use some more acid if I get the wish anything. Still, it's without doubt the best beer on the list today.
Yeah, I think it's the best thing they're offering here today. Although they are offering Nerd Brewing Index Out of Bounds Vanilla Mulatto. So that was...
now we're talking apples and pears. Though.
Yeah.
But yes, that's also an amazing brewery and beer, as we know.
All right. So, what would you? How would you rank this one?
Well, it's hard to rate this kind of beer because it's close to perfection. While there is definitely, even the same beer comes in a better version.
Yeah.
Would I like 2 liters of this, or would I like 1 liter of the other? If it comes down to that, they're equal. But if I just get 1 bottle, the best one would actually be the one that's called heightened to 2.
Yeah.
There's that version as well.
Right.
But I'm gonna go with a 4.5, a strong 4.5 on this one.
See, I'm gonna go 4.25 because I think the lack of carbonation is kind of killing it a little bit for me. And I think it's a great beer. I really enjoy this, and I'm super excited to come over and have it. I've had it a couple of times already. And it never disappoints. Always a pleaser. I'm with you. It's only at the ABV on this is 5.4 or something like that.
Yeah, I think 4 point something.
4.7 maybe.
Yeah,
it's not.
Like that.
It's not high. So you could drink this and have a few of these and not feel like you're being hit over the head.
I think if you put some carbonation in this, I would drink it. Every day in a month down in the Mediterranean.
Yeah. You just come here every day and just tap the keg and just drink directly from it. Just wheel it around behind you with a little with the spigot in your mouth.
I'm gonna keep my eyes open because I'm probably gonna come here every day until this barrel is empty.
Yeah.
And that might take a day or a week, but
probably a couple of days. It'll be gone by Friday night. I would be willing to bet.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. So we're gonna follow it up with something completely different.
Yep.
This is been making its rounds, I think the U.S. and particularly in Scandinavia, and it is the Speedway it's the Thai Speedway edition from Alesmith.
Yep.
And it is a big, bold stout, supposedly with coconut and I can't remember what else. Coconut and lime, I think.
Yeah, it smells like lime and chili?
Yeah, chili for sure. I don't smell coconut on this.
There might be. I'm not too fond of coconut, actually.
I am not big a fan of coconut beers at all.
No, it turns
tastes like suntan lotion, kind of.
Yeah, I get this slightly sour feeling, which I don't like in a stout normally.
No. But yeah, you love Tart of Darkness, which is a super sour stout.
Yes, that's
That's completely different. I know what you mean. Like stouts that are kind of sour but aren't meant to be a sour stout.
Yes, yeah, exactly. If it's sour enough, it goes into the sour part. If you take Tart of Darkness, I would call that a sour and not a stout. Of course, it's a blend between both.
Yeah.
But I definitely. That's a good example because the older version, which was more stout, at least as I remember it.
It was much more roasted. You got a lot more of the roasted malts out of that.
That was not at all on my top list. While this year's version, 2017, I think I already ordered like 10 bottles at Beer Ditch, and it's a favorite beer by far.
It's a tongue blisteringly sour beer. You're just like, oh.
Yeah.
It is not for the faint of heart. I will give you that. That beer will mess you up. Oh.
It's such a beautiful complex.
It's not what you call a gateway beer. It's like if you love sours, you're gonna love this. If you don't like sours, you are not gonna like this beer.
This is true. That said, it's a good price, experimental, fantastic beer.
Yeah.
I would suggest to anyone who even tried sours and said it was okay to try this beer because it's a new experience.
Yeah. But this is the Thai Speedway.
Yep.
Well, how do you feel? Have you had the regular Speedway before?
Yes, several times. I had that barrel age that was wandering around like a year ago as well. I'm not a huge Speedway Stout fan, as many are.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people went to War Pigs just to get that Speedway Stout.
Well, I thought the Vietnamese coffee version was really good, and the regular version is still really good. But I think the Vietnamese coffee was just a lot better.
Yeah,
Whereas this
I also think that it was way ahead of its time. It was a really good stout in an early state. Today we get a lot of local great breweries like Nerd Brewing and Hylje, for that instance, who make fantastic stouts for on and on. But this is the experimental version, and I'm very interested now because the aroma is great.
Yeah. All right. Well, cheers, man.
Cheers. I really get a Thai feeling out of this.
Yeah,
that's kind of funny.
Definitely. It is weird. I mean, it's really carbonated though. I mean, it's like this beer stole the carbonation from the other one.
Yeah. Nice. There's definitely lime. It's strong lime in it.
It's really spicy.
A lot of spice, a lot of lime.
It's like lime and lemongrass and
lemongrass, definitely.
Yeah, maybe some kaffir lime leaves. Not like lime, but the kaffir lime leaves.
Yeah.
With the I don't get coconut at all.
If it is, it's killed by the lime and spice.
Yeah.
But I think not. No.
I was expecting to have a much stronger coconut presence.
There is something beneath it, but actually, it's a pleasant hint of coconut. I'd say it's not that sourness that we were talking about. It's more actual coconut flavor.
No,
I
get a
feel
roasted. There's kind of a pepperiness to it, like a black pepper kind of.
Very easy to drink. I already have like 4 sips in this.
Yeah. No, I mean it goes down really smooth. I don't know what the ABV on this is, but I'm assuming it's
11.
Yeah, something around 11, 12%.
It's not boozy. It's enough. It's definitely not thin. It's good.
No.
Good body.
Yeah, the mouthfeel on this is really rich and really coat your mouth. I mean it embraces you like a warm hug.
Yeah. I'd say I get some tequila feeling from it in a good sense.
It's kind of an agave tequila thing. That's it.
It's like if you take the best part out of tequila, it's in here.
Yeah, like if you ever had like a really high-end tequila.
Yeah.
Not like the cheap Jose Cuervo crap,
but
like
really
gasoline. High-end.
Yeah.
Tequila. It's got a kind of agave roastedness to it that is really pleasant.
Yeah, this is good. I'm really surprised. This is by far the best Speedway I ever had.
I have to agree. I had a lot of trepidation going into this. I was kind of almost dreading it a little bit. Because we were talking about picking one, I thought, well, it'll be more interesting to talk about this beer than the Nerd Brewing one, which we're both going to gush over. But this was surprisingly good. I mean, this is really solid.
I had that Nerd Mulatto so many times.
Blah, blah, blah. Aren't you a lucky boy?
Yeah, if I get to say it, I think the Mulatto version that they have here is one of the best beers they ever made.
Wow, okay.
Not everyone agrees, but I'm really
I like
into
the mulatto stuff that they do.
Yeah.
I think it's really good. A lot of people don't like the mulatto chili very much, but I think it's really solid.
I'm kind of boring when I say I love the Alesmith a little bit more. It's probably because I'm not into the coconut as much, but the Alesmith on mulatto was a favorite, and so far out of the Index Out of Bounds I tried the coconut versions, the mulatto has been the best as well.
Okay. Yeah, man. So I'm gonna go. I think 4.5 on this one.
Yeah.
This is a real winner. I have to agree. Surprised.
Yeah, I have to agree. I'm up there as well. 4.25 sounds too low. So.
You're going even higher.
I'll say 4.5. It's a very good beer.
What did I say? 4.25.
I thought you said 4.5.
I did say 4.5. Okay, I thought you said 4.5 sounds too low. I was like, what did I say then? Let me reevaluate.
No. I'm just saying that I have to go at least 4.5. It's a strong 4.5.
I think it's really just a solid. It's not quite. I don't know what it would take to get it a little bit higher, but man, it is. I kind of wish I had a bottle of it. I could drink later.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes. I think a friend of mine had a good saying, if you can't change anything on the beer, put a 5. I don't totally agree because beers are still different.
Yeah.
But Actually, I don't think they can improve that much on this particular beer. It's very good for what it is.
Yeah.
And it's definitely an upgrade from the Speedway.
I have to agree. I think this is one of the best versions of this style I've had to date, and I will definitely try it again if I see it somewhere.
Yeah. Tomorrow, here.
Tomorrow, yeah. All right, so thanks again for joining us.
Thank you very much.
And I really appreciate it. And you can find us online at what'sontappodcast.com. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook, YouTube, which is taken off. So please check us out there. I think you'll enjoy the YouTube edition, which is the same as the regular edition. It's just on YouTube. Also, iTunes. Just basically What's on Tap Podcast. Do a search for us. You can find us anywhere online. It's all us. So until next time, keep drinking.
I would actually post